Welcome back to our channel today. Today I have a delicious recipe for you. It is a vegan 3-bean chili with plant-based sausage. It is the perfect, hearty, comforting dish for a cool, chilly winter night, or even for a summer chili cook-off. Make sure you watch the whole video though, because I'm going to be talking about why this dish is such a great dish. Not only the brain in your head, but also the brain in your gut. So let's get cooking. We're going to start by sauteing up some onions in our Instant Pot. I actually don't have the Instant Pot here. I have a pressure cooker down here at my house in Florida. But whether you have an Instant Pot or a pressure cooker, both of them work very similar. They both have a saute function. Let's see if we can get this here. And I'm going to put a little oil in it, probably about a tablespoon of oil. And we're going to turn it on to saute here. And I'm going to saute up some onions and roasted garlic. I love to use roasted garlic. I like fresh garlic as well. If you don't have roasted garlic, go ahead and use fresh garlic. When I get garlic, I'll get a bunch of cloves, roast them up, and then I have them to use for the next several weeks for different recipes. So today we've got roasted garlic. Let me get a spoon here. And we're going to saute up those onions here. Our onions are pretty much sauteed. I sauteed them for about 3 minutes until they just started to turn a little bit brown. And I'm going to go ahead now and add 3 large cloves of roasted garlic. If you don't have roasted, go ahead and add 3 large cloves of chopped or diced fresh garlic. Saute them until they're fragrant, and then begin to add all the rest of your chili ingredients. This is a ½ pound of plant-based sausage. I used grillers, Morningstar Farm grillers. I just chopped them up because they're pretty much already browned up and cooked, and it makes it a quick and easy plant-based sausage to use. It does have gluten in it though, so if you're gluten-free, you're going to want to use probably one of the gluten-free plant-based sausages. But if you're not gluten-free, this one makes a quick, great alternative. To the sausage and onions, I'm going to go ahead now and add the seasonings. I have 2 teaspoons of chili, 2 teaspoons of sweet paprika. You could use smoky paprika. I've used smoky, it's delicious. A teaspoon of cumin, and about a teaspoon of salt. I use a teaspoon of salt because I use my homemade canned tomatoes, stewed tomatoes, and they don't have any salt in them, as well as my homemade vegetable broth, which also doesn't have any salt in it. So I like to add a little bit of extra salt. Next, I'm going to go ahead and stir that all up. And I'm going to add my 3 types of beans here. I have pinto beans, black beans, and canary beans, which is a white bean. You could use a white bean or a great northern bean. I don't soak them. I remember when I was a kid growing up, I grew up in a blue zone community, and beans were a staple of our diet for a couple of reasons. One, there were a lot of kids, and they were inexpensive, and 2, they were just a healthy source of protein for us because we were vegetarians. And I remember we always had a kettle of beans soaking on the stove overnight. We would eat beans sometimes 4 or 5 times a week. So there was always a kettle of beans soaking, usually pinto beans or white beans or kidney beans. Some sort of beans were always soaking. So when the Instant Pot came out, I was so excited because now I didn't have to soak my beans overnight. So we've got our beans added here, and they're dry, they aren't soaked. And to that, we're going to add our vegetable broth. I have 3 cups of my homemade vegetable broth. And also I'm going to next add a quart of my home canned vegetable, or my home canned tomatoes. To know, if you want to learn how to make your own vegetable broth, can your own tomatoes, go to my website and just search for how to can tomatoes, how to make vegetable broth. Also, I have a blog there on how to roast garlic. So you can find that all on Grow with Dr. Jonette. So we're going to add in a quart of my home canned tomatoes. These are from my garden. They're all organic. We grew them, picked them, peeled them, canned them, the whole bit. And we're just adding that right into our pot of chili. And we're going to add 1 bay leaf to it. Bay leaf just adds a little extra flavor. Way after the chili's cooked, I go ahead and remove the bay leaf. And now we're going to go ahead and put the top on our Instant Pot. And we're going to set it for 30 minutes on high pressure. You're going to, after the 30 minutes are up, you're going to naturally release it for another 15 minutes or so, and you've got a delicious potted chili that you can serve with your favorite chili toppings. If you enjoyed this video so far, thank you for signing up for notifications. For our neuronutrition nugget, I promised you I'd talk to you a little bit about pre and probiotics. What is a pre versus a probiotic? Prebiotics are those foods that feed your gut bacteria. Your probiotics are actually the bacteria in your gut, and the prebiotics are the foods that you eat that help feed it. Some of the best foods that you can feed, some of the best prebiotics are things like beans, onions, and garlic, all of which are in our chili today. So chili is a great prebiotic. Probiotics, the foods that are high in probiotics, are a lot of things like fermented food, sauerkraut, kimchi, things like that. So making sure the bacteria in your gut stay healthy is an important part of maintaining your brain health, maintaining your mood, because your gut makes most of the serotonin in your body, as well as maintaining the balance of the bacteria within your gut. As a physician, I often prescribe non-steroidal anti-inflammatories and antibiotics. However, I try to prescribe them as judiciously as possible, because I realize that both your non-steroidal anti-inflammatories as well as your antibiotics can have an adverse effect on the bacteria, the microbiome within your gut. So I always tell my patients when I prescribe them, make sure that they eat prebiotic foods as well as foods that contain probiotics. If you don't like kimchi and sauerkraut, yogurt is a good food that does contain probiotics, and you can get a vegan yogurt as well, or just take a probiotic. So the chili cooked for actually about 45 minutes, and then I let it slow release. I cooked it for 30 minutes, opened it, let it slow release, opened it up, and the beans were still a little too hard. So I restarted it and gave it another 15 minutes. Once your chili is cooked, now it's ready to serve. You can serve it hot, almost straight out of here. Open it up and serve it right into your chili bowls. What do you want to put on top of it? You can top it with some chopped green onions, put a little dollop of vegan sour cream on it, maybe a little cilantro, some fresh onions, chop up some fresh scallions, and maybe even a little vegan cheese. I'm going to just put a little cilantro on it. For my simplest smart tip, Cook your chili in the Instant Pot. It's so much quicker than having to soak your beans overnight and then cook your chili for 2 or 3 hours during the day. You can use your dry beans, put everything into your Instant Pot. 45 minutes later, you've got a delicious, hot, nutritious, healthy meal of vegan 3-bean chili with some plant-based sausage. Whatever you want to top it off with, it's your choice. Enjoy your chili, and thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to click the like button, give our video a thumbs up, and subscribe to our channel for more delicious plant-based recipes. Also go to my website at growwithdrjonette.com for this recipe, as well as lots more vegan, vegetarian, and even some meat-based recipes. Farmer Fred loves the meat-based recipes, so I do some of them as well. Most of the recipes on my site are healthy, but not all. So until next time, we'll see you on the Dr. Jonette channel.